Now, I'm a parent. Most of you here have been parents. And if you haven't been a parent yet, well, just wait. When you're training a child to do something, it's really much easier to do it yourself. It truly is. Say, clean the bathroom. Talking to an older child here. Don't do that with your 2-year-old, but you do it with your 12-year-old. Clean the bathroom. You walk in, you say, yeah, you took out the trash, but what about the streaks in the mirror and the ring in the toilet? And why is the soap dish all scuzzy? Do it again. Come back and say, okay, well, you did the stuff that I mentioned, but I didn't do a thorough inspection because there was so much here. You still missed this, like the dirt behind the toilet. And do it right one more time. Spend more time inspecting than it would have taken to go and clean it yourself. Get it, boom, in and out. But yet, the child has been given the task to do it. And we expect the child to do it to the best of their ability. And we encourage them and we train them to do it better. Right? To learn a life skill. To participate in the household. To be responsible. Because once they've learned the task, then we can give them responsibility doing the task and we don't have to oversee it. Not anywhere near as closely as we did when they were first learning. So they've been entrusted with something to do. And when they do it well, we're to praise them. God does that with us. He gives us tasks. And could God do that task better than I can? Duh, that's a given. Okay? God is God. He can do everything a lot better than I can. And He can do it better than you can. But yet He's given us the task. So why would He do that? Obviously, there must be some benefit in it for us. Okay, there's a benefit in the task for us if we do it. We learn, we grow. We get to receive blessings that we would not otherwise get if we do the task which God has given us. Those things which He has entrusted us with. And we're not supposed to be worried about what the world has to say as long as we're just doing what it is that God has told us to do. It says, I care not if other people judge. I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for God. We need to keep that attitude. See, people, this is stewardship. This is the basis of real stewardship. Understanding that everything is God's, everything that I have comes from Him. And that He's going to hold me accountable, and He's going to hold you accountable for what you do with what it is He gives you. Whether that be a blessing, whether that be a burden. Burdens that we can turn into blessings. By what we do with it. Let's move on. 1 Timothy. Chapter 6. Verses 17 through 21. It says, command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant, nor to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but to put their hope in God, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment. Command them to do good deeds. Command them to do good, to be rich in good deeds, and to be generous and willing to share. In this way, they will lay up for themselves treasure as a firm foundation for the coming age, so that they may take hold of the life that is truly life. Timothy, guard what has been entrusted to your care. Turn away from godless chatter and from opposing ideas of what is falsely called knowledge, which some have professed, and in so doing have wandered from the faith. Grace be with you. Timothy, guard what has been entrusted to your care. We're to guard what's been entrusted to our care. But just before that, he tells us to be rich with it and give our blessings away. How do we do that? How do we guard it in the one hand and be rich with it on the other? We use it the way God intended. We guard the truth, the gospel message. Don't let anybody try to change it. And we're rich with it in that we give it out to everybody, because you know what? The more gospel I give out, the more I got to give. I don't ever run out of gospel. There's not a limited amount of it. But we're instructed to be rich, even if we're poor. Just with that which God has richly provided us. What has He richly provided us? The richest thing He's provided us is His love. We need to share that with everybody around us. We need to guard it. How do you guard love? By being honest to it. Selfless, loyal, benevolent, concern for the well-being of another person. By actually being loving towards one another. By not allowing something else to slip in there. It's been put in our care. We've been told to guard it. We've been told to give it away. Again, remember, we're going to be held accountable for what we do with this. You don't tell somebody to guard something, then not hold them accountable. The military does not post guards at military bases and then not hold the guard accountable. If somebody comes through that wasn't supposed to come through, that guard will be in trouble. And there's a purpose for putting a guard someplace. Because there's somebody who wants to come in and try to mess things up. Sometimes intentional, sometimes unintentional. Sometimes you put a guard there to keep people out because if they come in, they might get hurt. But yet guards are always held responsible. You know, this guy who was called away or went away from his post at the New Jersey airport, he's toast. The union's trying to protect him, but this guy, they're looking for somebody to blame, and he's it. He was called away. He left his post. He didn't make sure somebody else came to watch it. You know, you were told to guard this. You can't go someplace else. Right? But I had to go check. No, you were told to guard this. This is your primary concern. That's how they're going to get the guy. What we need to do is learn from that and recognize that guards, we've been called guards. Called to guard what has been entrusted in our care, which is the gospel. Again, not to guard that we don't give it out, hide it in, but that it's not twisted or perverted or changed in any manner. Guard the truth of it. In Luke, we learn about what the Master's will is. In Luke 12, verses 47 and 48, it says, "The servant who knows his master's will and does not get ready or does not do what his master wants will be beaten with many blows." Beaten with many blows. "But the one who does not know and does things deserving punishment will be beaten with few blows." Oh, goody. "From everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded. And from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked." If God has blessed you, that means you are held to a higher level of accountability.